Hello, my lovelies. It is me again. I am back from my little social media break just this week. You know, we all need it sometimes. I will be back on my road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania 26 will be back at you next week. But today we are talking about Sting's final match, AEW Revolution. I am getting into my predictions, so let's get into it. So first, I'm going to talk about a match that I'm not even going to get into because I think it's absolutely pointless. I think this is such a strong card. AEW Revolution could most possibly be one of the best pay-per-views of the year. I've said what I've said. This card is stacked. We had a match called Meat Madness match. Apparently, due to injuries, this match isn't going to happen. So we're going to get an all-star scramble match. But all the people that were in Meat Madness match seem to be in this match. Correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't care. Maybe Wardlow is gonna win. I don't know. I don't care because probably won't even watch this match. That's how little I care. So let's actually get into the real card now. The first match that I want to get into, and this feud hasn't been too long, but I've absolutely loved it, and that is FTR versus the BCC. So this week on AEW Dynamite, we did have FTR and Eddie Kingston, which was... Can we please get more of those three together? Up against the BCC, Jon Moxley, Claudio, and Bryan Danielson. Later on, we will talk about Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson. I honestly don't know where this is going to go. So on AEW Dynamite, Bryan Danielson actually choked out Eddie Kingston. So that may be a little foreshadowing into their match later on. But man, this is a hard one for me, and I'm just going to have to go based on only feeling here. I love Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli, but there is nothing that will ever touch my love of FTR. So I'm just going to go with FTR on this one. They have been voted best tag team of the year for how many years now? They were this past year from like every Wrestling Observer magazine. They probably don't need it, but I want it. You know what I'm saying? So what do you guys think? This one is one where I'm not 100% sure. So who do you think is going to win this one? Do you think they're going to prolong this feud between the two teams? I really hope so. So this next match is Will Ospreay versus Takeshita. Now Takeshita is on a 8-match win streak. He is doing so good. He's becoming one of my favorites in AEW. Against Will Ospreay. This will be his first match with AEW under contract. So he did show up at AEW Dynamite this week. Both of these men are with the Don Callis family. I have a feeling Takeshita is going to continue his winning streak here because Don Callis and the family, they're going to turn on Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is going to go out on his own, as he should. He does not need to be with the family. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think Takeshita is going to take this one, but it isn't going to be without funny business. Going to the TNT Championship. This is Our Father Christian versus Daniel Garcia. And this one's really hard for me too. Christian obviously is the TNT champion right now. And I assumed it was going to be Adam Copeland, aka Edge, to take the belt from Christian. But I don't know if Adam Copeland really wants that. I think he's just here for a good old time. And what I would really love to see, and this is just what I'm going to go with, whether this is true or not, but I would love to see Daniel Garcia win the TNT champion at Revolution. I think he is just so phenomenal and he needs a run with that championship. I want Edge, aka Adam Copeland, to come back as a heel, and I want him and Christian to form some heel tag team. I would absolutely love that. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to try and manifest that. So I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia wins the TNT champion at Revolution. Next, it is Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson for the Continental Crown Championship, Eddie Kingston being the champion. This is a no-brainer if you know me at all. I don't care what the statistics are here. I'm going with Eddie Kingston. He is retaining. I think Bryan Danielson is on his way out, and while it would be nice for him to have a run with it, I think he's going to want to help to try and put Eddie Kingston over a little bit more. And like we saw on Dynamite during the trios match, when this happens sometimes right before a pay-per-view and the two people have some sort of match, and then they will be having that same match on the pay-per-view or some form of it, I always think the person that loses there is going to win at the pay-per-view. I mean, that's not always the formula, but I don't know. I have a feeling here that that's what's going to happen. Being said, I would really like to see Bryan Danielson have a run with it because I know he promised his daughter that he only had one more year left in him as a full-time performer. Oh, it's a hard one, but I'm going to have to go with Eddie Kingston, and I actually don't even believe myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it probably, realistically, it's probably going to be Bryan. I'm going to go with Eddie Kingston retains. Tell me what you think of this match. Who's going to win? This one's doing my head in. Next match, we are going to get into the AEW Women's World Championship. Two of my favorite ladies in pro wrestling right now, and that is Toni Storm and our queen, Deonna Purrazzo, the queen of Jersey Shore. I don't think Toni Storm is done with her run right now. I just think she is so over. Her character work, it's stunning. Deonna Purrazzo is such a well-rounded competitor in the ring. But that being said, I'm just going to have to stick with Toni Storm. We're going to continue this rivalry. It just kind of popped off, you know. Deonna just joined AEW, like a month ago. Cannot see Toni Storm at this point in her career losing the belt. So I'm just going to stick with Toni Storm. I hope I am correct. She is one of the best characters in pro wrestling right now. This next match is for the AEW International Championship. The champion right now being Orange Cassidy. He's been holding it forever. He lost it for a bit, got it back. Up against Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong is a part of the Undisputed Kingdom. That's Adam Cole, Matt Taven, a bunch of those guys. I think Roderick Strong is actually going to defeat Orange Cassidy. There may be some funny business going on there, but I really think that going farther into 2024, the Undisputed Kingdom is really going to be a force to be reckoned with. I really think once Adam Cole comes back, there's going to be some big changes and a big shift, and the Undisputed Kingdom is really going to be strong. Roderick Strong's going to win this. And a little bit of a side note, I'm really, really going to need Kyle O'Reilly to come back better than ever, stronger than ever. I mean, take your time if you're still injured, but goddamn, I miss Kyle O'Reilly. I have a feeling, again, in 2024, the Undisputed Kingdom is going to be holding a lot of belts at the same time, and there's going to be some friction, but that is further into the year. The next match is for the AEW World Championship. That is Samoa Joe, Hangman Adam Page, and Swerve Strickland. So if you watch Dynamite, Adam Page came out on crutches. He said he was too injured to be a part of this match, but as soon as Swerve came out, Joe came out. They were all going back and forth. Adam Page took his crutch and hit Swerve with it, and I have a bit of a feeling this is a little bit of foreshadowing. Everything that we've seen between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, these two absolutely hate each other, and I think at this point, their heads are so far out of the game of what their end goal actually is. A little bit less, but Adam Page, I think he's so unhinged. We're getting into heel Hangman Adam Page that he's going to completely forget about the belt because he is so hyper-focused on his hate for Swerve Strickland. Feeling this is going to mess them both up, and Joe is going to retain because of this, and I have a feeling that these three men are going to continue the rivalry past Revolution. Now the final match, and the final match of Sting. I know a lot of people are all over the place on this one. Wanted to see Sting have a singles match for his final match, but Sting doesn't want to. He's come out and said this. He believes very heavily in Darby Allin, and I love that pair together. They are going up against the Young Bucks, Sting and Darby being the tag champions right now. The Young Bucks being Nicholas and Matthew, the EVPs. So as we've seen previously to the episodes of Revolution, Ric Flair was in Sting's corner, but he kind of turned on Sting, like Sting doesn't even want me here, so we went to the Young Bucks. But then AEW Dynamite, we did see that Ric Flair did a flippity flip and he turned on the Young Bucks. I think Ric Flair is going to turn back on Sting. Sting is going to lose his final match. He is going to put over the Young Bucks on his way out because Sting is a sweet baby angel and I love that for him. Also, I mean, Sting and Darby Allin are the tag team champs, and if this is Sting's final match, unless they want to retire these belts and start new ones. I don't really know how they would go about that, but I think the Young Bucks beating Sting on his way out is going to push them so far into the world of heel. People are going to boo the absolute hell out of them more than they already are, because like Sting had his final match and you beat him. Sting is such a professional that he would want that for the business, if that makes sense. I think that he would want to write it that way. Personally, that's what I think. I absolutely love what the Young Bucks are doing. I know a lot of people don't like them. I was a huge fan of them in Ring of Honor, and I just like their character work. I think they're great in the ring. It is what it is, but I think the Young Bucks are going to be the new EVP AEW World Tag Team Champions. Let me know what you think of my predictions below. We'll see you here live on Sunday for AEW Revolution. I am so excited. What match are you the most excited for? Let me know. See you then. Bye.